Where were you during all this, Mildred?
I was shopping with your wife. Lucky, huh?
Mac, what am I going to do about clothes now?
What about mine?
She can't wear your clothes.
Were they shredded too?
No, just mine.
Lucky, huh?
Mac, you wouldn't be making light of this if it weren't more serious than I thought.
Hello?
Commissioner, this is Matty Sky.
I think it's about time we had a talk. Can you come to my apartment right away?
Yeah, where do you live?
309 East Fillmore, apartment C.
Right, I'll be right there. I'll have somebody come from the lab and check this out. Maybe they can find a clue as to who did it.
Oh, we know who did it.
You do?
We think it might have been the Baroness.
Who but a woman would shred another woman's clothes?
Especially the dress I was going to wear to the concert tonight.
That's Buzz Sims, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, don't touch that. I just painted it. Yeah, that's Buzz Sims. He's the greatest, isn't he?
How well do you know him?
Oh, he's the reason I moved here.
Oh, well, then you're friends.
Well, actually, it's more like I'm his fan, you know?
You know him at all?
Well, I haven't actually met him, if you want to get technical. But I see him in the halls, you know, things like that. Well, he's always being followed by those hangers-on. Poor baby.
He was attacked last night in his apartment.
Yeah, I read it in the newspaper.
Where were you last night about 8 o'clock?
Right here.
Was anyone with you?
No, I was alone.
A man was seen leaving this building at 8:05 last night. His name was Arthur Drake. Does that name mean anything to you?
No.
You don't know Arthur Drake?
Never heard of him. I'd like to help you, but at 8 o'clock last night, I was in the bathtub.
Well, now, if you don't know Mr. Drake, can you explain why his wife accused him of seeing you again last night? Mentioned you by name, in fact.
She knows me by name? Oh, that bum tells everything.
Then he was with you.
I'm telling you the truth. I was in the bathtub. Only I wasn't alone. Could you get that?
Oh, sure. Hello? Yes, Commissioner.
I'm on my way to Manny Sky's. When you're finished there, pick up the Baroness for questioning.
Yes, sir. You painted the phone?
Manny! Operator, this is Commissioner McMillan. Send an ambulance to 309 East Fillmore, apartment C, right away.
Talk. Well, Wade, we were paid to shut him up.
Who paid you?
I don't know. I don't even know who he is. Look, mister, I don't know who paid us. We got a call to meet some guy in a bar. When we got there, the bartender tells us to go out in the alley. This guy comes up behind us, tells us not to turn around, and shoves an envelope at us. That's all I know. They don't pay to ask questions in my business.
Well, let me tell you something. You're out of business.
The Baroness appears to have vanished, sir. Most of her clothes are gone, and nobody seems to know where she went.
Well, let's find her. Put out an APB if you have to.
Yes, sir. Now, about that organ grinder, he's legit. Says that a couple of minutes before Mrs. McMillan fell in, a man gave him $5 to play a Buzz Sims tune.
Did he get a good look at the man who pushed her?
Well, he's checking the mug shots right now, sir, but I don't think he has a very good memory for faces. I think the monkey's going to be of greater help to us. Seriously. Look, I showed them both the Baroness's picture. Nothing from the organ grinder, but that monkey. I mean, the way he carried on, he's either met the Baroness or he wants to. I don't know why that struck me so funny. How's Mrs. McMillan, sir?
She's out shopping for new clothes. I think she's going to make it. What happened with the license plate?
Dead end. Drake's alibi holds up.
I should think so, with a plate like RD1. Criminal types rarely use their name on license plates.
Is there anything new from the hospital about Manny Sky?
Still in a coma. We found the other hood. Just about as helpful as the first one. Yes?
Commissioner, the deputy district attorney to see you.
Send him in.
I gotta go find something to get this off my hand.
Makes snappy reading, doesn't it?
Mac, I wanted an arrest, and I want it before tomorrow night's concert.
So do I.
You sure?
What does that mean?
It means I wonder just how hard you're trying.
Well, if you have any suggestions as to how I can try harder, don't hesitate to make one.
I have.
Make it.
Try grilling your wife.
There's no connection between my wife and Buzz Sims.
There has to be. All the evidence points to it.
You know, I can see how you lose so many cases.
And all I can see is a police commissioner who's lost his objectivity.
And what have you done with all your objectivity? Reached a conclusion that my wife stabbed a man 6 inches taller than she is, with a downward thrust while facing him so that he had a clear view of her while she was doing it. Then, to really throw us off, she planted her own compact in his apartment with a signed photograph on the piano. Then, being of sound mind and ingenious body, jumped into the bay and shredded all her clothes at the height of the season. Now get out of here. I have work to do.
Mac, you're still trying to protect her. If Buzz Sims had written a composition for any other woman, and both her compact and her picture had been found in his apartment, that woman would be subjected to the most extensive and thorough questioning by the police, no matter how well she explained it to her husband or how much he believed her.
It looks awful.
Oh, it'll be fine. Oh, we'll just take a tuck here and a tuck there, and maybe a little tuck here and a tuck there, and here a tuck, there a tuck, everywhere a tuck.
Mildred, the concert's tonight, you know.
I did my best to get Buzz to delay it.
You don't think anything will happen to him, do you, Mac?
Point is, sitting in the middle of a well-lighted stage, if anybody wanted to take a pot shot at him, there's nothing we could do about it.
Well, why don't you think that he'd listen to you and postpone it?
'Cause money talks even louder than the commissioner. It's a sold-out house tonight.
How do I look? The truth?
Gorgeous. Hello?
Commissioner, Manny Sky's still delirious, but he's talking. Maybe you should stop over here on your way to the concert.
He's going to kill her. He's gonna kill her. He's gonna kill Buzz.
Who's Guy? Who's gonna kill Buzz?
He's dead. But he's going to kill him. He's going to kill him. Dead.
What could he mean by that? He's dead, but he's gonna kill you.
Beats me. Doesn't make any kind of sense, does it?
I hope it doesn't. I asked you before, Buzz, please delay this concert tonight.
Now, look, Commissioner, I appreciate your concern, but I can't walk out of here tonight. I got a whole sold-out house full. Blues for Sally M is too important to postpone. Besides, I've got a feeling I haven't got that much time left.
A few days wouldn't make that much difference to you, and it could be crucial to our investigation.
What if I don't have a few days left? You know how many artists die young?
You know how many live to enjoy their grandchildren?
There's a line around the block waiting for standing room. Critics from every paper in California are here.
What about Peter Warlock?
Warlock's not likely to be here. Buzz, he covers them by radio. You know that.
He's got to be here. He's got to review me tonight.
He doesn't make all that much difference, Buzz. The others are the...
I don't care about the others. There are no others.
I just hope the only thing we have to worry about tonight is a critic.
It's 15 minutes. On stage in 15 minutes, everybody.
Any luck, sir?
No, it's going ahead of schedule, but I've been thinking about the kind of man we're looking for, Sergeant. My wife, Buzz, Manny Sky, 3 attempts, none killed.
You mean he's inept? Well, that's good, isn't it?
Deliberately inept, and he's giving off signals.
You mean he's asking for help? Like that fellow in Chicago who wrote on the wall, "Stop me before I kill more"?
That's right, only our man has the grace to say, "Stop me before I kill." And we gotta find him and give him that help before he gets tired of asking.
To introduce a new composition. Blues for Sally M.
Can I help?
Well, who are you?
Police. And you?
Well, I work here. I left my flashlight when they called me to fix the heater.
Well, where is it?
taking his bows yet.
Where is he?
Well, he's still on stage taking bows, isn't he?
No, didn't he come down here? Where's Sims?
The guard says he walked right past him out the stage door. Says there were no orders to stop him.
Lost him already, Commissioner? This is obviously your first Buzz Sims concert. He never takes the encores.
What does he do?
Well, he usually likes to relax after a concert by jamming in North Beach. Well, I read it in a magazine.
Sergeant, you check out Columbus Avenue. I'll take Broadway.
What about me?
Oh, you come with me, my little treasure trivia. Well, we only have one more to make ourselves, Sergeant, so go on home.
Hi, Mac. Hey, it's been a long time.
It has.
Table for you and your friend?
My wife?
Oh, sure, Mac. I get it.
We're looking for Buzz Sims. You know him?
Oh, Buzz Babe. Yeah, he was here a while ago, but you missed him.
How long ago did he leave?
About an hour.
Huh?
About an hour. He jammed a while with the boys, and then he split.
Say where he was going?
Nope.
Was he alone?
Buzz always has a girl with him. Do you know someday I'm gonna get lucky and it's gonna be me? Was she a blonde? Honey, I didn't look at her. Just like I'm not looking at you.
Barbara, get it over here!
Okay, I'm coming. No table?
No table.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, it's unfortunate, but I think we've had it. Ready to go home?
Only if you promise to look at me.
Well, it's awfully late, but I promise.
Thank you for making it my night after all, Mac.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry I set that alarm to come on so we could listen to Peter Warlock's review this morning.
That's a good idea. Let's listen to it.
Okay.
Good morning, ladies, gentlemen, and music lovers. This is Peter Warlock, greeting you with an earache and a headache. The cause, a gentleman named Buzz Sims. Last night at Concert Hall, Mr. Sims subjected myself and the public to an evening of music that brought disgrace to that sacred hall. Billed as Mr. Sims' first attempt at serious music, it can only be labeled a total failure.
Otherwise,
It simply was not music.
It was not
You're not going to tape that. It's not even worth listening to.
Ignored.
civilized mind can only shrink from such frenzy. Mr. Sims' following either possesses a tin ear, or like its leader, a genuine contempt for good music.
Mr. Sims has managed to attract a following that, I suppose,
On the tape,
either
it's
possesses
Peter
a tin
Warlock's
ear,
voice too,
or
isn't it?
like its leader, a genuine...
Mr. Sims, whose father was a renowned musicologist, has forsaken his naturally inherent
I never feel the same about you, mannequin. Where are you going, Mac? We haven't even been asleep yet.
See Buzz.
We've been looking for Buzz all night. Where do you expect to find him now?
Listening to that review.
Matched in
or her name. However, she would be completely within her rights if she were to sue for defamation of character. And the court should deal with Mr. Sims as forcefully as they would with any other rapist. Gentlemen and music lovers, this is Peter Warlock, greeting you with...
These are all good. You know that?
And unimportant. He's the only one that matters.
No, he's just one critic. And not a particularly good one at that. Look at the paper he writes for. Circulation, 30,000. That's really going to break your career, isn't it? You've studied music, Buzz. Surely you've read Stravinsky's reviews.
Am I supposed to be comforted because my experience isn't unique? You're in the public eye. How do you react to bad reviews?
Well, pretty good. Now, but then I've had a lot of practice.
With an earache and a headache. The cause? A gentleman named Buzz Sims. Last night...
Why does he hate me?
Mr. Sims subjected myself and the
What does he want from me?
of music that brought disgrace.
He doesn't like anything I ever write. I thought maybe this time.
You can't spend the rest of your life trying to please someone else. A critic? A parent? Whatever you do, it's never enough for them. Because you're doing it, not them.
Billed as Mr. Sims' first attempt at serious music, it can only be labeled a total failure.
Peter Warlock, he's the luckiest accident that ever happened to this rag. You see, we're what you call a shopper.
I thought you called it a throwaway.
Oh, I see you've been around journalism.
Enough to find it a little unusual for a throwaway to have a music.
For a shopper to have.
Shopper to have a music critic?
Yeah, it's kind of classy, huh?
What are Warlock's credentials?
Oh, the best. Look, he writes well and mean. And people like to read someone vitriolic. Look, it sells papers, increases advertising.
And kills talent.
Yeah, how about that?
If he sells so much advertising, why doesn't a larger paper have him?
Oh, he's had offers. But he likes it here. Yeah, he likes his privacy. Anyhow, he's a strange little guy, and I don't like to bug him.
How did you find him?
Oh, he found me. I thought I could use some reviews to fill the spaces between my ads. So I hired this matronly piano teacher. Then I began getting these vindictive letters attacking her reviews from Peter Warlock. I began printing his letters, and I got an immediate response, even from the music world. You know, praising his letters. So I promoted the piano teacher to proofreader, and I hired Warlock as critic. He's doing so good now. He's even got his own radio show. You ever heard it?
Yeah, my wife and I stopped to catch it. Only this morning.
Peter Warlock is not the kind of man that you can just drop in on.
Don't tell me he's more unpleasant in person than he is on paper.
When I think of how darling I used to think he was, it's amazing how much I've changed since that review. We're not driving all the way out there because you think he's a suspect. Critics don't actually kill, Mac.
Oh, critics kill, all right.
Of course, it's no imposition, my dear. It's always such a pleasure to see you. And an unscheduled visit, why, it's like a golden nugget in my day.
We'll try to be brief, Mr. Warlock, but I would like to talk to you a little about your reviews of Buzz Sims' work.
Oh, and has it become illegal to criticize the lack of talent these days, Commissioner?
Buzz Sims is a gifted man, Mr. Warlock. He proved that last night. Your review is unfair.
Yes, I'm sure he's gifted. But he simply failed to display those gifts last night. And it is especially disappointing when you know that Albert Sims Sr. was one of this country's most eminent musicologists and a classical musician of the highest order.
That's Buzz's father.
But the son rejected his father's music in favor of what the world chooses to call pop music. Personally, I find it blasphemous to use the word music to describe that kind of noise at all.
But Buzz has the right to compose what he wants. He doesn't have to do what his father wants, and he certainly doesn't have to do what you want.
And you, young lady, know nothing about music. How dare you encourage him to prostitute his talents? Composing a work as inferior as the one he named for you.
Mac, it's too bright. Mr. Warlock has light blindness.
Sorry, Mr. Warlock.
It's all right. It's the bane of my existence. I'm afraid the light causes me intense pain. And now, if you'll be so kind as to excuse me, I'm afraid I must get some rest.
It was nice of you to let us come. I'm sorry about our disagreement. Will you be all right?
Well, certainly, my dear. Thank you for caring. You're a sweet person, and I can understand why any composer would want to write for you. Perhaps someday one will write a proper piece in your honor.
Why did you open those drapes? You knew about his light blindness.
Know about it? Just wanted to be sure.
Check on everything, don't you? Don't you trust anyone?
We're dealing with a potential murderer.
You don't think that I'd drive all that distance twice a week if I didn't know that Peter Warlock was almost blind? He has progressive hemerolopia. They say he might lose his sight completely before the year is over.
McMillan.
We've located the Baroness, sir. We have her at headquarters now.
Be there in a half an hour. The Baroness.
Oh, I'm going with you. I've got a few questions I'd like to ask
her. I'm taking you home. Somehow you don't bring out the best in her.
Well, I'd like to bring out the truth in her, like what she's been doing between the time my clothes were slashed until now.
I was on a skiing trip in Aspen.
A little sudden, wasn't it?
My life is a series of last-minute invitations. I'd hoped to make it back in time for Buzz's concert, of course, but I'm rather bad at keeping track of that sort of thing.
You ever considered investing in a watch?
Mm-mm. But I do accept gifts, Commissioner.
When did you leave for Aspen?
Just after you saw me at the hospital. When I got back to my apartment, the phone was ringing off the hook. They wanted me to come right then.
Do you expect us to believe that you skip out on your boyfriend while he's in the hospital?
There are better ways to word that, Sergeant. But you don't have to take my word for it. Check with any of my friends at Aspen. That's if they're still at Aspen, of course. By now, they may have left for San Moritz.
Have you ever met any of Buzz Sims' family?
I'm not exactly the kind of a girl you bring home to meet Mama. Or hadn't you noticed, Commissioner? But as a matter of fact, I did have dinner with Buzz and his father one night. A real weirdo, that one.
I'd be interested in knowing the kind of person you call a weirdo.
You're sweet. You know that? Well, for openers, he was barely speaking to Buzz. He didn't approve of Buzz's music, it seems. And we ate by candlelight. Not because it was romantic, but because the old man had weak eyes. Bright lights gave him a headache. And we hadn't finished the first course when he began to rage at me, accused me of ruining Buzz by encouraging his interest in pop music. As if I care what Buzz composes. I'm the girl who put up with Blues for Sally M, remember? Shaking that mop of white hair at me, he looked exactly like a shabby Beethoven.
Long white hair?
And a mustache and a beard. Don't they always?
Would you remember where he lives?
He doesn't. He died 3 years ago.
What's the matter, sir?
I want you to go to Peter Warlock's house. Pick him up. If he's not there, find him. I'll pick up Buzz Sims.
Commissioner, your home phone is still busy.
Buzz, don't apologize. No, it wasn't. I considered it a tremendous success. I'm proud that you named it after me. No, I'm not busy. Where are you? Sure, I can come now. You shouldn't be alone when you're in a mood like this. Buzz, I'll be right there.
Thanks. I'll meet you.
Central, this is Commissioner McMillan. Get my home again, please.
McMillan residence. Oh, hi, Commissioner. No, you just missed her. Not a minute ago. Well, she said to the concert hall to see Buzz Sims.
Thank you.
Commissioner? Commissioner? He sure isn't one for chit-chat.
Central, have Sergeant Enright meet me at the concert hall and dispatch 2 available units there immediately.
What are you doing here?
You came back to hear the applause again. Isn't that right? Applause for a composition named for you. You probably think you deserve it for inspiring him.
Mr. Warlock, what's happened? Where's Buzz?
You know what you really deserve?
Buzz?
No use shouting. We're quite alone, my dear. Your friend's dead. I killed him. And now I'm going to kill the person responsible for his tobacco. Just listen to that drivel. And listen to them out there. Nothing. Total silence. No tears. No shouting. Nothing. And this, my dear, is your encore.
Oh, Buzz, what have we done to you? Then Buzz actually stabbed himself.
That's right. You see, first the Warlock side fell in love with you, and then the Buzz side couldn't help but do the same.
And that made Warlock hate me for encouraging all the things he hated in Buzz. How could anybody write such cruel reviews of his own work?
We all have our own Warlock side. We're all our own worst critics, aren't we? Buzz just carried it further than we do.
Why didn't anybody see what was happening to him?
Because he was surrounded by people who didn't care enough. Layton, the Baroness. Well, the one person who cared enough was Manny Sky.
Is that why Manny wanted the tape, to protect Buzz?
I think he wanted it to verify his own hunch. You see, he suspected Warlock was Buzz's father, and yet he knew Buzz's father was dead. He got about that far when they nailed him.
And Buzz sent them to stop him.
The Warlock side did. The important thing is that Manny's going to be okay. And it's what he said in his delirium that pointed us on the right track.
Which personality do you think will survive?
That's too soon to say. Composers can live without critics, but critics can't live without composers. Warlock can't survive without Buzz, and yet Buzz has to learn to live without Warlock.
It must be terrible to share your life with an alter ego.
Well, that depends on who it is. Sometimes it's very nice. Wait till you see my encore.